Hey guys, I'm the Mythology guy, and today I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to me, something really special that I've been working on for years and years, and I really think you guys are going to like it, and some of you might already know what it is. It is the game that I'm working on. Yeah, see, there's Hades. See, as you can see, I'm very invested. I got Hades on my shirt right here. I had this custom made, and I love this shirt, and I love these cards. Oh, so much work has gone into these. Like, not just from me, but from the people who drew these images and worked so hard on them. That's my goddamn alarm. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn that off. Anyway, so yeah, I want to talk about the game today. That's what this video is going to be about. Now, some of you may already know, but I'm just going to try to, cover all the info just for anyone who doesn't already know. Okay. So this is a competitive tabletop card game. It's called Immortals. And yeah, I know. Immortals, isn't that the Ubisoft game? Well, Ubisoft stole the name from me. They should be ashamed of themselves. They can at least give me like 20% of all game sales. That's what they should give me. No, I'm kidding. But regardless, this is a game I actually came up with a very long time ago. I've been into mythology for so much of my life, and the reason I'm making this game is because this is the kind of game I always wanted. This is the kind of game I always thought should be out there. So, when I was a little kid, my mom would read me myths instead of fairy tales. That's how I got into mythology in the first place. And the reason she would do that is because she was from Georgia, the Georgia that's in Europe, not the one that's here in the USA. And the Georgia that's in Europe, Greek mythology is pretty popular there. So yeah, she would read me Greek myths from a book called Dowleri's Greek Myths. That was my first mythology book. It's one of the first books I ever read all the way through on my own, and I loved it. So right then, from a very early age, I was in love with Greek mythology, and then when I got a little older, they got me a video game called Age of Mythology, which got me into Egyptian and Norse myth, and so, that's when I learned there were other myths out there, and I was out, I wanted to learn as much as I possibly could, and I also had a series of books called Horrible Histories, and one of them was called The Angry Aztecs. That's how I got into Aztec myth, and then it was kind of a domino effect from there. I eventually heard about the Monkey King, and I thought he was really cool, so that got me into Chinese mythology, which was an easy segue into Japanese mythology, and you see hints of Hindu in a lot of places, like that statue of Ganesh, so the more I saw stuff like that in everyday life, the more I was like, I want to learn Hindu mythology, so I eventually learned that too. And it has all gone into this game that I'm working on. Now, okay, well, dude, that's how you got into mythology, but what made you want to make a game about it? Well, when I was a kid, I was also a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, both the shows and the card games. And when I was playing those games, I wanted more card games. I was like, man, I wish, since, two things I love so much, card games and mythology, I wish there was a mythology-based card game. I looked for one, I couldn't find one, and I'm sure some of you guys in the comments will say, you idiot, there's this one. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't find it. Okay. And I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Has little hints of Egyptian stuff in it, but it's not the whole game isn't based around it. I wanted a whole game based around mythology. And when I was a little kid, here's the thing, something I actually did in my spare time once or twice was I tried to make my own card games. I really did. When I was a little kid, I tried to make my own games because I wanted, the games that I was thinking about in my head to exist. One thing I did was I made a Calvin and Hobbes card game by tracing pictures of Calvin and Hobbes from the many Calvin and Hobbes comics I owned, and then I would do it on tracing paper, then I would photocopy it so it would be on real paper, and then I would cut them out and write little stats around them, and the game was terrible. It made no sense. It didn't work. Hey, I was 9. Give me a break. Yeah, I also tried it with Kirby. I tried to make a card game where each card was a different Kirby mode. That didn't work either. But yeah, as I got older and older, I also learned more how to use Microsoft Paint, because I got into this phase of merging Pokemon together on Microsoft Paint. A friend of mine showed me it and showed me how to do it, and I started doing it a ton in my spare time. And so I made a whole bunch of weird, freaky hybrid Pokemon, which, I don't know, if you guys want to see them, maybe I'll show them off sometime in the future. But that's how I learned to use Microsoft Paint. So then when I was in high school, I believe, senior year, or maybe it was college, it was one of the two. I think I was 18 or 19, or it was around those years. I was talking to someone about this card game that I always wanted to exist, and it had only been further cemented that I wanted it to exist when I read the Percy Jackson series, because in that series they have a card game called Mythology, which is basically exactly what I want. I was like, oh, why isn't there a real-world version of this? And, you know, as I talked to my friend about it, I realized more and more, why don't I just go home and try to make one? I know how to use Microsoft Paint. It can't be that hard to stick an image in a card template. So I did just that. I went home and I made the first Immortals card I ever made. It was the Minotaur. I found an image of the Minotaur. I stuck it into a card template. And, and I, you know, stuck a little symbol in the top right, you know, to signify that it's a monster. I gave it little stats and an ability. And, like, then I created it. And I screenshotted it because I was so proud of it, and I sent it to my friend, and they were like, that is amazing, like, make more. And I was like, yeah, I want to make more. So I made more. I made some of the first cards I ever made were Achilles, Hades, Golden Reign of Zeus, that's from the Perseus myth, like, and I really got into it, and I kept making more and more. Eventually I had a whole deck ready, and I printed it out, and it was terrible because it was too small. This was my first printout deck. It was too small. The cards were black and white because it wasn't a color printer. But I played it with my brother, and I played it with friends, and they told me, you know, you have something here. You have a cool gameplay mechanic. You have a cool premise for a game. We actually kind of enjoy playing this. You gotta make more. Like, you know, try making more, because you have a good idea here. You, of course, make the cards bigger and give them color. And as time went on, I learned how to do that. I learned how to make them bigger. I started using a color printer instead of a, you know, regular one. I had to buy ink for it, which was expensive, but, you know, passion, you gotta do what you gotta do. Eventually, it led to me making more decks, which led to me learning how to balance the decks, because some of the decks, when I printed them, were horribly imbalanced, and it was very stressful because then I had to go back and rework and reprint. But, you know, in the end, it was all worth it because I've got a very well-functioning game out there now, and I have 7 different mythologies, which is amazing. And so, yeah, then I got into ruts, though, because I didn't know how to run the business end of things. I didn't know how to find artists. I didn't know how to handle the legal stuff. I didn't know any of this. But then I was highly blessed because when I was 22 years old, I believe, I met the most wonderful woman in the world, who is now my business partner. Like, when we met, here's the thing, she was not a gamer person. She didn't, like, enjoy card games or anything like that, but, you know, we were friends. So when I told her about this game I was working on, she was like, well, I want to try it. Let's try it out, because she was a supportive friend. And then we did try it out, and she was like, Andrew, I don't like card games, but I love this one. It shocked me, and yeah, apparently it shocked her too. And she started, you know, saying, hey, how come you haven't patented? How come you don't have original art yet? How come you haven't done this, and this? And I said, well, you know, it's because I don't understand how this works. I've tried this, I've tried that, and I keep getting into ruts. And she said, well, why didn't you just this? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of those things. And she kept doing that as time went on because she, like, really wanted me to succeed. And she kept, like, every time I would get into a rut and not know what to do, she would come out and go, well, hello, obvious suggestion number 63. And I'd be like, eventually we both realized, you know, why don't you come join? Because you seem to know how to handle stuff like this a lot better than I do. So she did join, and she's been invaluable. She's been, like, this would not be happening without her. Heck, she's the reason I have this channel now. Like, she's the one who suggested I do it. Like, she's super smart, and she's like the manager. She handles so much, and yeah, she's my full-on partner now, and I could not ask for a better partner in this world. So yeah, we're making the game now. We have artists drawing us original artwork. We have a lot of the artwork done. We're hoping it won't be too long before we can actually launch the game. And if you want to stay up to date with the game, there are ways to stay up to date. And one thing I really want to ask of you guys is, if you are interested in this game, if you're hoping to buy this game, please go to our game website, which is tartarusgames.squarespace.com. and subscribe to our mailing list. And let me tell you why. Because we know how many people are subscribed to our mailing list, and that gives us a good idea of how many people want to buy the game, which gives us a good idea of when we should launch the game. See, if we have a ton of people subscribed to the mailing list, then we're like, holy crap, we have this many people subscribed to our mailing list? We gotta get that game out there. Look how many people want it. We gotta get it out, like, as soon as possible. Like, so yeah, if you want the game to come out sooner, subscribe to the mailing list. That's how you can help. Also, feel free to, like, give me feedback or give me questions. If you have more questions about the game or anything like that, feel free to post them here, and I might, if there's a lot of them, I might make another video just dedicated to answering you guys' questions about the game. So feel free to ask me whatever the heck you want, and please subscribe to our mailing list if you're thinking about buying the game. Now, I want to give you guys a little look, a little peek at some parts of the game. I think you guys are really going to like it, and I want to show you guys the website in case you don't already know about it. Let's take a look. So see, this here is what the cards originally looked like when I just made them on my computer. Very obviously, I just kind of took images out of Google Image, stuck them in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Template. You can easily tell by this box down here. But I did give them races, abilities, power levels, HP levels, you know. Like, I put a lot of thought into how the gameplay was going to go, and it goes really well. These are the cards that I use to playtest the game when I take it to playtesting places, and it works out really well. And yeah, it's obviously doesn't look like a final product, but now let's take a look at the final product, and boom! Just look at the difference. Look how good that looks. I'm so proud of it. It really feels like the game has, like, grown up and developed into what I always wanted it to be. When I first saw this, I think I almost cried. Like, let's look at that. We've got fantastic art for the character, fantastic template art based on a Greek temple. Like, we've got a really great race symbol up there, and we've got, like, a more, like, Greek-looking font and everything. I think it all just looks amazing, and these are the kinds of cards that we are going to ship out in the final thing. I really hope you like it. And some of you might be thinking, wait, dude, you said there were going to be other mythologies, though. Are they all going to have this Greek temple background? That's not going to fit. Well, don't you worry, my friend, because other mythologies have their own templates. Here we have the Norse one, yes. You can see that since Fenrir is a monster, he has a different race. There are 4 races in the game. God, Minor God, Warrior, and Monster. So yeah, this is the God one, this is the Monster one, and yeah, you can see the Norse template here is also based on a Norse temple. We threw some weapons in, though, because we felt like it was appropriate, like it needed. We got some nice little snow-capped areas. I love this template so much. It's probably my favorite one. But both of them, honestly, just... I can't stress how much these things mean to me. And, yeah, so there's a little sneak peek at how things are, and also here's our website right here, Immortals, Master of Myths, and you can take a little look at a rundown for all 7 mythologies. Each of these images is drawn by a different artist, and these artists are amazing. I absolutely love them. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom here is where you sign up for the email list. Please sign up for it. It gives me an idea of who wants to buy the game. And yeah, we send you really cool emails. I think we send out about 2 a month right now. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with certain things. Yeah, so hopefully you're interested, because as you can see right here, we have 7 different mythologies, several different art styles. All of these images are viewable on our Instagram page, by the way. So I really hope you guys like what you see. So yeah, that's the game. Hopefully you guys will really enjoy it. I think you will, honestly, because you see, before the pandemic started, I was taking the game, the playtest cards for the game, to different events where you could playtest games, and I got so much positive feedback from a whole bunch of total strangers. So honestly, like, I really think you guys are going to like it, because they liked it. I've also had a lot of people tell me, holy crap, you're making Mytho-Magic from Percy Jackson a real thing, and that's one of the best compliments I can get, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. Rick Riordan, if you ever find out about this stuff, we can collab. I'd love to collab with you. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy it when it comes out. I hope you guys are excited for it. I know some of you are, and that always makes me super happy. So yeah, if you want to support the game and help it, please go to our website, tartarusgames.squarespace.com, and subscribe to the mailing list. There will be a link to it in the description. Also, if you want to see artwork for the game, we share artwork for the game every week on our Instagram page at Tartarus Games. There will also be a link for that in the description. If you don't have Instagram, I get it. It's totally fine. Just go to our website. You don't need an Instagram to go to the website. Also, if you want to check out a lot of the books that I read for mythology growing up, or a lot of the crazy crap that's in my room, I do have an Amazon store page now, and you can check that out. That link will also be in the description. Got a lot of links in the description for you guys. But thank you so much for your support. I hope this answered some of your questions. If you have more questions or suggestions or like decks you want to see in the future, please put them in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys think. And if this game succeeds, there will be more decks after launch. Like, I've already completely planned out a Celtic deck, so I would love to release that after launch. Also, a Titans deck. I want to release that after launch. I'm also currently studying other mythologies. I'm currently, like, trying to fully learn as much I can about Polynesian, Filipino, Mesopotamian, Native American, like, because if this game is a success, I hope to never stop adding to it. So let me know what you would want to see in it. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of the art. I really want your feedback. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.